My mother's dementia has taken almost everything from her. Memories, faces, names, whole decades. But even on her worst days, she never forgets me. She always recognizes me, always softens when I walk into the room, always calls me by name. Which is why the first time she said, "The other you was here earlier," I assumed it was just confusion. She was sitting in her recliner, blanket on her lap, eyes on the muted TV. She said it casually, like it wasn't the kind of sentence that could freeze a person's blood. I gently told her, "Mom, I just got here. I wasn't here earlier." She shook her head sharply, sharper than she'd moved in weeks. "No, sweetheart, not you. The other one. The one that wears you." My mouth dried. "Wears me?" She nodded, her fingers tightening around the blanket. "Your face, your clothes, the way you stand. But it isn't you. It forgets little things. How you breathe, how you blink, how you listen." She said it with such clarity that for a moment I forgot she had dementia at all. I told myself she was misremembering. I told myself this was just her illness. But then she started describing its routine, hour by hour. And she was right. Every single time. It happened again the next week. I arrived after work, the sun already down, and Mom was sitting up straighter than usual, alert, tense, waiting for me. Before I said a word, she whispered, "You were at work until 6:08 and you sat in your car for 12 minutes. Then you went to the store. You stood in aisle 6 for a long time. Why?" My heart stopped. That was exactly what I'd done. That was my exact timeline. My mom can't tell you what she ate for breakfast. She can't tell you what year it is. She'll mix up my birthday with her own. But she knew what I did today, minute for minute. "How did you know that?" I asked softly. Her lips trembled. "Because he told me." A chill ran up my spine. She'd never used he before. Always the other you. Now, he had a pronoun. A presence. I tried to keep my voice steady. "Mom, what does he say to you?" She didn't answer at first. Her gaze drifted to the hallway. Her breathing quickened. So I knelt beside her and gently touched her arm. She whispered, "He tells me what you're doing, where you are, what time you'll be home. He knows your schedule better than you do." My stomach twisted. "And you believe him?" I asked. She nodded, her face draining of color. "He hasn't been wrong." Yesterday, I pushed harder. "Mom, what does he look like?" She didn't hesitate. "You," she said. "Exactly you. Except he smiles too much, and he doesn't blink right." I swallowed. "Does he talk like me?" She shook her head slowly. "He tries, but the voice is stretched, like something wearing a person for the first time." I backed away without meaning to. Mom's eyes filled with fear. Not at me, at the memory. She whispered, "He watches me. Every night now. Sometimes he stands in the doorway." Something cold settled in my gut. "Mom, when does he come?" "When you're gone," she said. "Always when you're gone." "And what does he do?" She looked at me with a helpless expression I haven't seen since I was a child. "He practices being you." This morning, everything changed. I came over at 9 a.m. Mom was in her bedroom, sitting rigidly on the bed, staring at the door as though expecting it to burst open at any moment. "Mom," I said softly, "are you okay?" She didn't look at me. She didn't blink. Her whisper came out cracked and raw. "It knocked last night. Something cold dropped into me. Heavy, immediate." She finally turned toward me. and the terror in her eyes made my breath stumble. "It never knocked before," she said. "It always just stood there. But last night, it knocked." She grabbed my wrist suddenly, grip shockingly strong, and it said something. I swallowed hard. What did it say? Her voice shook violently. It said, "I'm almost ready." The room felt smaller, the air thinner. Then she added one more thing, something she'd been holding back, something she was terrified to say aloud. And it didn't ask for me. I forced myself to stay calm. Then who did it ask for? Her eyes lifted slowly to meet mine. "It asked for you." A single knock echoed from somewhere inside the house. Soft, deliberate, identical to how she described it. Mom screamed, covering her ears, and down the dark hallway, my bedroom door eased open. The knock still echoed in my ears as I stared down the dark hallway. My bedroom door, closed when I arrived, now sat slightly ajar, the sliver of darkness behind it, feeling deeper than it should. "Stay here," I whispered to Mom, though my own voice didn't sound like mine. She shook her head violently. "Don't go in there. Don't let it see you yet." Yet. That word clawed at me. I stepped into the hall anyway, adrenaline drowning out every coherent thought. The hallway carpet muffled my footsteps as I approached the half-open door. "Hello?" I called out gently, my voice thin. The air in the hall felt wrong, humid, like someone had been breathing into it. I nudged the door wider. My bedroom looked normal. Bed unmade, clothes on a chair, window cracked open like I'd left it last week. But something was off, not visually, spatially. It felt like the room was already occupied, like someone had just stepped aside to avoid being seen. Without thinking, I stepped inside. The temperature dropped an instant 10 degrees. Then, behind me, my bedroom door pushed shut. Not slammed, not blown, pushed, like a hand was on it. I spun around, heart battering my ribs. No one was there, but the shadow under the door on the hallway side shifted, like someone was standing on the other side, listening. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Mom texting, "I thought you came back." My chest tightened. I typed quickly, "I'm here. I'm in the bedroom." A reply appeared instantly. "No, you just walked past me. You're in the kitchen." My blood turned to ice. I typed, "Mom, don't talk to it." She responded, "It asked where you went." I grabbed the doorknob and pulled. The door refused to open, like a hand on the other side held it firmly shut. Another text came through. It's asking again. Then, it's getting frustrated. Then it's smiling. I rattled the doorknob harder. "Let me out," I hissed, but the words came out too loud, too sharp, echoing back at me in a way that made my skin crawl. Finally, after a shaking exhale, I pressed my ear to the bedroom door. Silence at first. Then, something breathed on the other side. My breath hitched. A slow inhale, a slow exhale. But it wasn't trying to be quiet. It wasn't trying to hide. It was breathing exactly like me. Same rhythm, same timing, same subtle crack in the exhale I get when I'm anxious. It was practicing. I backed away from the door, fear knotting itself in my stomach. Another text lit my screen. It's knocking again. I heard it too. A soft tap, right against the bedroom door. Tap, tap, tap. Then my phone buzzed once more. It's saying your name. My pulse hammered so violently, it hurt. The knocking stopped. Then, slowly, the doorknob began to turn on its own. Each millimeter, deliberate, measured, confident. Like whoever was on the other side knew they were allowed in. I stumbled backward until I hit the wall, hands shaking. My mom's final message appeared. Don't let it see your face. The doorknob turned fully. The latch clicked. The door began to open. Just a crack at first. A sliver of hallway. A sliver of shadow. Then, a hand. My hand, sliding around the edge of the door, fingers curling just like mine do when I push something open gently. A voice followed. My voice, but stretched, worn, smiling. Why did you run from me? The door opened wider, and the thing wearing my face stepped inside. It stepped into the room with the easy familiarity of someone walking into their own home. Same height as me, same shoulders, same posture. Even the way it tilted its head, slightly to the right, like I do when I'm trying to read someone, was identical. But the smile was wrong. Too wide, too patient, too rehearsed. Like it wasn't smiling because it felt anything. It was smiling because it knew it should. I pressed myself against the wall, breath caught in my throat. Stay back, I whispered. It stopped mid-step, the smile freezing like a photograph. Then, in my exact voice, it said, "You never tell the truth when you're scared." I felt my stomach drop. That's something my mother used to say to me, something I'd forgotten about years ago. How do you know that? I choked out. It blinked, slowly, too slowly. One of us had to remember, it said. You forget things now. She forgets everything. So it's better if I'm here. I shook my head hard. You're not me. It took another step, ignoring my shaking voice. She thinks you left her, it said flatly. She thinks you disappeared for hours. I was stuck in here, I snapped. I couldn't open the door. It tilted its head again, studying me. She doesn't know that, it said. She saw me leave the room. She thinks I'm you. My blood turned cold. You were in the kitchen? It nodded. In your clothes. I felt sick. What did you say to her? I whispered. It smiled wider. I asked her if she was afraid. My vision blurred for a second. Why? Why would you do that? Practice, it said simply. Then it took another step toward me. I held my hands out defensively. Don't come closer. I swear. You swear? It echoed mockingly. You swear you'll stop me? You can't even stop yourself. My jaw clenched. What does that mean? It pointed at me, then it pointed at its own chest. Then back at me again. We're the same, it said. You just don't want to admit it. My mom screamed from down the hall. A raw, terrified sound. Everything inside me lurched. I bolted toward the door, but the thing moved faster than anything should move, wearing a human body. In a blur, it stepped in front of me and slammed the bedroom door shut with one hand. Its face hovered inches from mine, still smiling. You're not going to her, it whispered. Not yet. I grabbed the door handle. It didn't budge. It wasn't just locked. It was held by him. "Move," I said between clenched teeth. "No." Something in its voice snapped, just for a second. The calm imitation cracked, and something else leaked through. Something hungry. "She doesn't want you," it hissed. "She wants the one who shows up, the one who remembers everything, the one who doesn't leave." "You're not her son," I said, fury rising in my chest. It leaned closer, its face inches from mine. "Then why does she call me by your name?" My breath froze. "She said your name this morning," it continued. "To me, not you. You weren't here." "That's because she didn't know," I shouted. "She's confused. Confused?" It laughed. A horrible, warped sound. "She knew exactly what she was doing when she locked her bedroom door." I felt my pulse spike. "Locked. Because of you." Its expression changed. Barely. A tiny tightening in the corners of the eyes, like it didn't appreciate being reminded. "That door didn't stop me," it murmured. My legs went weak. "What did you do to her?" It didn't answer. It didn't need to. At that moment, the hallway went dead silent. No creaking, no shuffling, no breathing, just stillness. Like the whole house was holding its breath around us. I forced myself to speak. "Let me out." "No." I took a shaky step forward, and for the first time, it stepped back. Not because it was afraid, because it was copying me, matching me, mirroring me, learning me. I whispered, "Why can't you just leave us alone?" It blinked, finally, too quickly. A glitch in the imitation. "I didn't come for her." Its voice was softer now, quieter, almost tender. "I came for you." Something pounded on the other side of the bedroom door. Thud. I flinched. The thing didn't. Another thud, harder this time. My mom yelling my name, terrified, frantic. I lunged toward the door handle, and this time, the thing didn't block me. It let me grab it, but as I turned the knob, its voice whispered behind me, "You shouldn't open that." "Why?" I demanded. It didn't smile this time. It grinned. "Because I'm standing on the other side." A cold shock tore through me. I froze, hand on the knob, heart slamming. Another thud shook the door, this time followed by, "Let me in. Let me in, please." My mom's voice. But was it? I stared at the door, then back at the thing wearing my face, then at the door again. The knob trembled in my hand. The thing behind me whispered, "Go on, open it, see which one of us is lying." My hand stayed frozen on the doorknob. Behind the door, my mother pounded again, weak, frantic, begging, "Please let me in. He's in here with you." But the voice behind me, my own voice, laughed softly, not mocking, not taunting, patient, confident, like it already knew what I was about to do. "Open it," it whispered. "I'd love for you to see what's waiting." I didn't turn around. I didn't want to. The air behind me felt wrong, too still, too warm, like someone was standing inches away, breathing lightly against the back of my neck. My mother sobbed on the other side of the door. That broke something in me. I twisted the knob. The fake me inhaled sharply behind me, like it was excited. But the moment the latch clicked, the house went silent. No sobbing, no pounding, just stillness, like someone pressed mute on the world. I pushed the door open. Slowly, carefully. A sliver at first, then wider. The hallway was empty. Completely still. No sign of my mother. No sign of anyone. Just a long, dark hallway stretching toward the living room. "Mom?" I whispered, my voice cracking. Nothing answered. Behind me, fake me chuckled. "You always assume she's the one who's wrong," it murmured. "But she's the only one who's been telling the truth." I spun around. It hadn't moved. It just watched me with that stretched, unnatural smile, like a mask that didn't fit the face beneath it. "I know what you're doing," I said. "You're trying to confuse me." It nodded. "Yes, and it's working beautifully." Then it tilted its head. "We're past pretending now." The hallway lights flickered. Just once. When they came back on, the shadows had shifted, stretched, lengthened. Something was standing at the far end of the hall. A silhouette, human-shaped, barely visible. Its posture was familiar, too familiar. Slightly hunched forward, like my mother does when she's scared. One hand clutching the wall for support. "Mom?" I whispered. The silhouette trembled, then slowly lifted a hand and pointed directly at me. Not beckoning, not warning, accusing. Fake me exhaled sharply behind me, delighted. "She knows," it whispered. "She knows which one of us is pretending." My skin crawled. "Stay away from her," I snapped. Fake me laughed, short and brittle. "You really don't understand. She hasn't been speaking to me. She's been speaking to you." I turned fully toward it, anger overriding fear. "Stop it. Just stop." But fake me's smile faded, and something else surfaced in its expression. Sadness. Cold, detached sadness. "Humans break so easily," it said softly. "She was the only one who saw both versions of you, and she knew which one of you was fading." I froze. "Fading? What does that mean?" I demanded. It didn't answer with words. Instead, it stepped backward toward the bedroom window and opened the curtains. Moonlight flooded the room, and in the reflection, I saw only one figure standing behind me. Not two. Not me and fake me. Just one. It was wearing my clothes, my stance, my posture. But the face was the wrong one. Mine. Except not mine. A warped mimicry of me. My heart slammed against my chest. I turned to look at the real figure in the room, but the room was empty, completely empty. Just me, or what should have been me. But my reflection, it stared back with that stretched smile. It whispered, "I've been wearing you for a long time." I stumbled back, shaking my head. No, that's not possible. Mom recognized me." The reflection cut me off. "She recognized me. You haven't visited in weeks. Months, maybe. Hard to tell time when you're not the one moving anymore." My breath caught. "What are you saying?" The reflection leaned closer. "Dementia isn't confusion," it whispered. "It's clarity. She saw us both. She knew there were two of you." My blood went cold. Two people with the same face cannot exist in one life, the reflection said. So the world chooses. It pointed at itself, at me, at itself again. I was the one who lived. Then what am I choked out. The smile widened. You're what's left. The hallway behind me creaked. I turned. The silhouette, my mother, stood shaking, sobbing silently. Her eyes were wet and terrified, that focused directly on me, or what she thought was me. But she didn't raise her arms for help. She raised them to shield herself from me. Fake me's reflection whispered in my ear. She knows. She's always known. You were the wrong one from the start. Stop wearing my son's face. My chest collapsed inward. Tears blurred my vision. I turned back to the mirror. Fake me smiled. You see, there's no place for you anymore. The world flickered. A voice, my voice, whispered behind me. Time to finish what I started. I felt hands, my hands close around my throat. I gasped, choking, clawing at fingers that felt exactly like my own. In the mirror, fake me leaned close, whispering, "You'll fade like the others." My vision darkened. The last thing I saw was my mother collapsing to the floor, sobbing. Not for the thing wearing my face, but for me, the one disappearing, the wrong one, the leftover. Darkness swallowed everything. I woke up on the floor, alone. The house silent. My mother gone. The hallway empty. The mirror clean. And on the bedroom door, a single note taped neatly at eye level. Written in my handwriting. Except not mine. It's easier if you stop fighting. You weren't meant to stay. Below it, a final line. I'm ready now. And they'll never know you were here. Behind me, the doorknob turned. My own voice whispered through the crack. Thank you for holding my place.